inviting you on not just a plant tour, but a Monstera plant tour. It's the symbol of my brand for a reason. I love what the plant symbolizes. They're easy to grow, they're fun. This environment here in Tampa Bay is perfect for it. So come check out all my Monsteras and the visions of all my lush tropical landscaping. Let's go!
This one is awesome in our entryway. When they start putting out new growth, you know that it is time to plant. So we will get this guy in a pot today. This guy is also putting out new growth, but you can see it's not quite as big, doesn't have the fenestration. So just because it's got this massive, beautiful leaf doesn't mean that it is going to reproduce that massive, beautiful leaf. You can tell I got some dirty water in there. I haven't changed it out very good, but that guy is ready to go. You can see this one's got some sunburnt leaves. I cut this one out of the garden because it had that sunburnt leaf. It didn't look so good, but that doesn't mean that it's not healthy. It doesn't mean that it can't put out these wicked roots. And I see that thing's almost root bound, sitting in there propagating. That thing will be happy once it gets into some dirt and will probably grow fast. This time of year, it's gonna be a good time to get her going. I even got Monstera pillows. Boom. All right, so here's my front bed. You can tell it's a little overgrown. This late into the rainy season, it's hot and as miserable and muggy as it is. I don't bother. I didn't do a good job of keeping the grass out of here, but I'll go back in there and pull that out. So this is cool. This is a Monstera, totally from a cutting, similar to what we saw inside. And man, this guy is hardy. She's in there. If I go farther back over here into the jungle, I've got some smaller ones right here. This guy doesn't get a ton of light, but I'm hoping that these little cuttings, oh cool, there's one here, and here, and here. I didn't realize I had quite as many leaves right there. Another little cutting going there. Another bigger plant over here. And the whole idea is I hope that these guys, I'm gonna train them to grow up this bad boy, and what a signature plant that will be. This one's doing really well down here too. You can see it's starting to put out new leaves. Man, this one's majestic. I haven't even seen this one yet. But look how pretty that is in my hand. For reference, that thing is way bigger than my hand. Another messy bed, no judgment, but I've had some pests in here with these crotons. But these guys are grown from little tiny baby plants and they're getting happy. Ooh, this one's gonna put out a big leaf next. So that's what they look like when they're all up. This one looks like it got the memo about climbing up the tree. So see how they kind of just fan out to get the light. They'll chase that light, that's what they do. That's part of the reason why they have fenestrations, is so they can let the light down to the forest flow below them. They're meant to climb, baby, climb. It's also a pest resistant thing. Check out a little spider web in there I need to clean up. And I mean, oh my God, I saw this leaf the other day. Kids almost hit it with a football, about freaked out. But look how big this one is for reference. This one is even more majestic. This bed will get redone too now that some of the bigger stuff is starting getting bigger, and their goal is to have Monsteras down there too. They will look beautiful out there and they will shine. All right, we are back here in the Zen garden. Again, no judgment. It rains almost every freaking day. I haven't cleaned up all my little leaves. I'm gonna wait till it cools off. There's signs of fall. But if you look hard in here, there's lots of little baby Monstera cuttings in here. So this guy's got new leaf. There's new growth going in there. There's even some tucked in here that I forgot about. Like, look, that's a little baby Monstera, that little heart right there. This is a Monstera. There's another one tucked in back there. Ooh, that's good news. This alocasia's coming back out. That thing kind of died. Little baby Monstera there, little baby Monstera there. So a lot of this stuff I put in either really early in this season or late last season. This is super exciting. Buddha belly bamboo looks like a giant asparagus coming out. That is my first real stalk coming from there. Here's more Monstera cuttings. So this bed has been pretty much all propagations and cuttings, and because it doesn't get a lot of light back here, stuff isn't growing necessarily fast. Also got lots of little pothos vines kind of coming up over here that I'm hoping will climb up this fence and clean it in. But I'm gonna keep filling this area in with more and more Monsteras and pothos. It's gonna get very, very jungly in there. Out here on the pool deck now, and this back bed has been a labor of love. The neighbor's stuff, which gives me a lot of beautiful privacy, had all these nasty roots. But now I've got some Monsteras down here. These guys just went in kind of early summer and they're kicking butt. A giant alocasia. So we are getting more and more tropical. Look at the size of this Monstera leaf. And again, this is kind of an ideal spot for them. Bright, indirect light. They're kind of at the jungle floor, so to speak. But again, hand reference, giant Monstera leaves. Your home ones inside probably won't get quite that big, but they will as they get more mature. Again, they're tucked in all the way down here, and see how they fan out. The plant finds the light. New leaf right there. That sucker is beautiful. And then there's one more in here. Get out of the way, chair. Oh yeah, let that light in. How cool is that? So all the Monstera cuttings I have going now, the goal is to get them back in here. I'll probably do this before I do the front. I've got some little Monsteras growing back here. Again, they get more light and they've got trampled as I was working in that bed, but there are some little ones in there. Look at that. This is gonna be another little Monstera garden kind of in the next phase. This was a big success getting all these Areca palms going in here. As my Big Daddy palms have grown tall and the neighbor's bamboo. I've got some little baby Monsteras in here. Let's see if we can find any. See if we can get there. So like there's little guys, but again, it looks like some pests have got that one. It doesn't get a ton of light, but it's kind of like forget about it. There's also one down here. Heck yeah. There's some new growth. That guy's doing okay. There's little ones right here. But I've got, you know, critters that come through here and trample it. You know, I work cutting down these leaves and trampling it. So I've got little baby Monsteras growing out here. But the goal, is this one still alive? I haven't been back here in a little while. Again, avoiding. Yeah, so there's still a Monstera vine or two going in there. But the whole idea is this beautiful jungle down here. It's gonna have a bunch of Monsteras, and then we'll put some other, some color. I'm gonna get rid of those crotons, how they're gone all up there. There's some of those philodendron, and get a little more exotic, get some pops of color back here with the green as well. This guy's totally kicking ass. I restaked this guy. I've got a video on this. I was trying to give it a little time so I could show you kind of the progress, but you can see there's new growth here, there's new growth here, there's new growth here. We've had a lot of rain. That guy is getting happy. I re-trellised that, so it's kind of double bamboo stakes, so when I do have to repot it, it'll be a little bit easier to give it a little bit of substance, but I want that guy to kind of crawl out wide and chase the light like we've seen everywhere else. Give me that little bit of privacy. These are just kind of throw it in there, let it go, see what happens. Oh, this one's really special. This one was when I did my book challenge. This was the prize to somebody who I was kind of most proud of and that showed the most growth and kind of the true spirit of the EFD challenge. But however, she was moving away. She was moving back up to Asheville and she said, hey, G, do you want some plants? I was like, yeah, I do, especially that Monstera. And this one's cool. She's staked. There's wood in there and you can see I tied it all together. Again, I have a video on that coming soon. This one's special to me because this was my very first Monstera. So I had a couple vines in here that I propagated. These were the first ones I grew by myself. It was weird, at Tampa Bay, you used to not be able to get these kind of as easily as you can now. Now they're at Lowe's, Home Depot, all the plant shops sell them, etc. But I worked hard and searched to find these. I got a couple propagation things from a friend. And now that one's done okay. It's kind of had to rehab a couple times. All right, then this was like my pride and joy. This plant was totally kicking ass. You can see I got this big, beautiful trellis. And I brought it inside. And When I brought it inside, it was on a grow light and it was doing awesome, but then the power tripped. And apparently the grow light was not on for a while, so it wasn't quite getting enough light. It was in a very dark spot. So this one's currently over here. I want to move him back inside, but I'm letting him just be happy in all this humidity. And again, here's the other angle of this bad boy. Imagine as that just fills in to the beautiful backdrop right in there. You know, they're not all a win. This one was kind of an experiment. I put it in a really dark space and I've taken very bad care of it, but dude, it's still alive. There's some green there. It's not happy, but there are roots, man. There are roots. So plant daddies mess things up as well too, but we'll give it a shot. This is one that I might just throw in the garden somewhere, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, so what? Oh snap, I almost forgot about my favorite Monstera section. These are all kind of growing from cuttings. So these are all from my existing Monsteras that I've got, from my friends' gardens that I help out with. And again, check out how they spread out, and just find the vision of these things growing up that trellis on the backside, maybe getting up that tree. But this is the entrance into the Flojo, into the gym over here. I love, love, love how these things have gone absolutely nuts. But again, Monsteras everywhere. Everywhere. What you think, dude?
Whoa, what is that?
What is that?
There's some sort of animal.
And so look how they start off kind of small, just heart-shaped leaves, look like a kind of your basic philodendron, but then they start growing those menstruations. They get happy and happy. They start growing those aerial nodes. So this guy is like 100% happy and will begin to really kick butt. This one's still kind of getting there, right? Still putting out littler leaves. I've had to dig some draining stuff. Again, I mentioned the rain. This one hasn't done a lot, although it gets a lot of light. But here is the little walkway to the Flojo. And then that reminds me, I even have a Monstera in the Flojo. How could I forget? Flojo, of course. Got my flag, the logo. Monstera, boom. Get some swag. Monstera's in the Eric Abel art. He is the man. And then the little Monstera. This is cool because I'm doing it in a hanging, and I haven't done real good taking care of this guy. She needs to be trimmed up. I've also got some pothos growing in there. But this guy will just kind of be crazy and wild and look a little bit different. But there's a whole bunch of vines in here. You can see it's just responding a little bit different being in a hanging plant. So she needs some love, but she'll get it. She's in the Flojo.